Hey y'all, it is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, and I'm checking in. Actually, I have been mulling back and forth about whether or not I was going to do this video, and I just decided that there was one part of it that I wanted to do, and then there was another part of it that I wasn't really sure about, and now I am sure, yeah. And sometimes it just takes me a minute or two to, wrap my head around how I want to say stuff because I don't want to be offensive in anything that I say to anybody, whether I'm on YouTube or whether I'm out in these streets or wherever. Okay, that's just not my thing. But I have been looking at a lot of things, looking at, how I, not really so much how I process stuff, but in a way, yeah, kind of, sort of. And what I mean is, number one, at the beginning, I probably saw a picture of a cup. And Chicky asked in one of my videos if I would contact her, and I did. And I really wasn't expecting anything because what I was doing, or this was when I put up my prayer frame, and y'all, that is probably one of the best things that I have done in a long time. And I'm saying that because it's like a connection or something. I cannot explain it to you, but I am sure that God knew that this would happen to me, specifically by doing this, because I'm literally touching each one of those tags, when I'm praying. And some people up there, and they didn't ask to be up there. You just sent stuff and I write it and I put it up there. And then there are other people that are on there because they've asked to be on there. And I don't mind at all, because that's what we're supposed to be doing as Christians. We're supposed to be praying for each other and lifting each other up. And when people are happy, we're supposed to be happy with them, and when they crying, we're supposed to cry with them. Now, we don't crawl in the bed and just well, baby, for months on end. But there are times when we do have to shed tears, and it's always good to know that you have somebody there with you, that understands, especially somebody that understands, that's been through what you've been through, or they, can just really identify with how you're feeling. And they are savvy enough to know that, okay, we got to pull you out of this. We can't, this is what the word says, or this is what I have been led to say to you, to start, kind of building the person up. The picture of the coffee mug is the mug that Chicky sent to me. Unsolicited. Let me tell y'all, for real, I do not mind praying, because I know people have prayed for me and continue to. People, hey, I need it too, And that was the thing that touched me, was she asked me how could she pray for me. And that got me. And so I just wanted to show y'all what she sent me, because it has my second favorite Bible verse on it, Jeremiah 29:11. And I tell myself that all the time, if something starts looking wonky, I be like, you know what, God already said, he know the plans he got for me. And he knows, that his plan for me is, he's not trying to hurt me. He's just trying to do, good to me and bring me to a good end. So whatever it's looking like, I ain't got to really be sitting up here, groaning and moaning about what things is looking like, because the God has already told me that his plan for me is for me to have a good end. And all the stuff that transpires between whatever that end is, sometimes it's the end of life, and that's going to be one of those ends at some point. But it might be a place, a situation, and I take it on a situation basis. That's what I put that in. The whole stretch makes the continuum, of life. But I'm just saying, in a situation like whatever it is that I'm facing, they all have a beginning and an ending. And so I always think, okay, as funky as stuff is looking right now, I know that the end of this thing is going to be something that's good, because that's what he already told me that that's what it's going to be. So I need to focus on what it's going to be. Not even knowing what it's going to be. I'm just focusing on it because I know whatever it is, it's going to be good. It's kind of like, cooking something, and it's new. It's a new recipe. You never had it before, but you know the ingredients that go along with that recipe, and you just kind of can, if you've been on the earth for a minute, can say, well, okay, if I mix that together, oh, those two things sound good together. And if this recipe is calling for all these good things, and I can see how it's saying put it together, then this is going to be good. That's how I look at that verse. I just think about it as, this is almost like the perfect recipe. He knows the plans he's got for me. His plans are, he's going to give me some prosperity. He's not going to hurt me. And then he's going to give me hope and a future. I'm going to have a good end. Okay? So I don't have to worry about that at all, whatever the situation is. So what I have been doing was looking back on stuff that I have been doing apart from the intentions. And I have still been going to knitting class. I had a little hiatus because my teacher's father went to the other side, and she needed to take some time off. And I totally understand that. And so I have been going to knitting. Now, this is my last little simple project that I'm going to do. I done did some stuff. I still was knitting even when she was away. And, teaching myself and things like that, because I didn't really want to lose all my little skill. But it was almost like we just decided it is time for me to move on. So while I was there yesterday, I bought a book. And I already picked out my project out of this book. And so when I looked at the book, and she had a lot of them in her shop, and she has all kind of yarns and everything in there. And I just was like, understanding, again, one of these situations where I have a little bit of information, because I was doing a little bit of knitting on my own prior to starting lessons. I knew enough to be, to know how to hold the needles and stuff, but I didn't know enough to really be doing nothing. Okay? But I had the basics, but even part of that wasn't right. So, as I have gone, and my goal, I have an ultimate goal. I know exactly what I want to do. I mean, I know what I'm aspiring to, my goal with knitting. But I know that I need to do these things right here to be able to get to where I am, because you want a good foundation, and I don't want that one thing. I'm not trying to be a one-trick pony. So instead of me going to and gravitating toward the ultimate thing that I want to do, I decided to just like stop in Sweaterland for a minute or two, because this is another one of those things that I need to and want to master. So she said, yeah, you can do that. She said, and you come to lessons and I'm here, and it's just as simple as, if it don't look right or if something comes out crazy, all we're going to do is just pull that little thing and pull it down. And I went through that yesterday because I had made something. And I kept looking at it when I was making it. And I was like, and it's this piece right here. This border. Y'all can see it right here. And then I'm going to tell you the truth. This is a new part. I started this yesterday. The one that I had knitted up looked like a bacon rind. That thing had curled up, and she looked at this, and I said, it looked like I'm trying to make a cow neck, don't it? And she said, yeah, what is this? And I said, that's the reason why you the teacher and I'm the student. I'm coming to ask you, what is this I've made? I said, and she looked at me because she knew I was going to say something. And I said, this is kind of like, when Moses went up to the mountain and the people was down there, and then Aaron them was down there and talking about we just, threw them earrings and stuff in the fire, and then out came the golden calf. I just told her, I said, I was just sitting up here knitting and this pork rind came out on the end. It's supposed to be in a border. And she said, and that's exactly what it looked like, a green pork rind. And she asked me what was wrong with me. I get that quite often. And I told her, I said, well, get in line. Everybody's always asking me that. I said, ain't nothing wrong with me. I just say stuff. And so we sat there and started laughing all while we knitting. So I'm thinking about my goals. And I'm branching out in this. And then I started thinking. I said, um, when I was coming back, well, I won't go there, but what I will say is I keep thinking about it's one thing in particular that's kind of nagging at me. And the thing is, this morning when I got up, and this is what really pushed me to go ahead and do this video today. Beyond, I wanted to show y'all my cup that Chicky gave me. And then this bowl right here, this was Mama's Beanies sent me this last year. And it's a yarn bowl. My ball of yarn is in here, and you thread it through here, and it just comes out beautifully. And so, I thought I was telling her something, showing her, how when you new to something, you think every time you tell somebody something that it's groundbreaking and you was the first one to see it, and they sitting up there with 50 of them, and you sitting up here thinking you giving them some new information. I know when I text her that picture of not this yarn bowl, but a yarn bowl, she was probably like, this little amateur come sending me this. I got about 90 of these back here in the back shelf. So, it was about a few days, maybe a week went by, and here this thing come at my door. And I opened it up and, of course, sat down Miss Puddles, crying all over everything. I might need to change my name to my station. This ain't no station. YouTube channel is what I meant. To Miss Puddles. Because, I was just like, and I don't know what that's about. It's just like, it's shocking to me the people think about me. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just telling the truth, honestly. So, I was looking at that, and then I was thinking about this one thing, and I was like, what is the deal with that? The reason why you keep acting like this about this particular topic is, number one, you don't want to give up what you think you're going to have to give up. And the truth of the matter is, you don't have to give up anything. So then when I looked at it like that, I was like, well, then why am I thinking like this? This is the conversation that I'm having. It wasn't out loud and verbal. It was going on up here. I don't know which is worse, but I'm just saying. So, I was thinking, and I said, see, what the deal is you taking old information and you trying to put it on a situation that has changed and is new. And I started thinking about when we were growing up. My mother never, if we asked her about a word or about any type of process or something, we had the World Book encyclopedias. The rich kids had the Encyclopedia Britannica. We had World Book. Okay, then I'm going to tell you, it was a difference. And when you start talking about encyclopedias at school, I got the Encyclopedia Britannica. You just be like, oh, okay, I just got the World Book set. But we do have all from A to Z. And so, if we ask her something, she would be quick to tell us, look it up. She wouldn't put her spin on it. She wouldn't give us the adult version. She would tell us, this is how you spell that. Make sure the spelling is right. Go in there and look it up. If it was a word, same thing. Funk and Wagnalls, Merriam-Webster. Go get the dictionary, look it up, and come back and tell me what you found. I am so grateful to the Lord God for my mother and my dad, because they did that for us on most things. And my mother really on everything. And what it did was instilled in us the want to know for ourselves instead of getting information and just taking it as it is. It made us want to look a little bit deeper, and also to get our own spin on stuff, so you wouldn't be a spin doctor or acting like a political pundit. You know how they want you to look at stuff a certain way, when it's all this other background information back here that you need to be paying attention to. You end up getting an information, and then sometimes it will be something inside of the information you were finding that made you even go a little bit deeper, because it might be something in there that I didn't know what that was, which led me out to look at something else. And so this is how we learned, and that's how we continue to learn now. we all dig and things like that. So I had to this morning kind of look at why was I responding about this one process the way that I was, like, I ain't gonna eat food with that, because even though I can see the success in it, and I can even now at this point understand the process of it, I wanted to take my old information and apply it to a new changed situation. Now here's the rub. If I go back and I had the World Book Encyclopedia set from A to Z, and I want to look up Yahoo or Google or the founders or something like that, those people are not going to be in that Encyclopedia Britannica or in the World Book Encyclopedia. The computer's not going to be in there. The internet is not going to be in there. There's no way I'm going to be able to dig through that book and find what I'm looking for, because where it is a place for information, it's dated. So now I have to go somewhere else. Not that that information in that book on certain things is not valid, because the truth of the matter is, if I wanted to look up a botanical name of a herb, or I wanted to look up something, like that, something that's a mainstay that's not going to change. The femur is going to always be the femur. A humorist is going to always be a humorist. And the way that stuff is made and knit together, and the plast and the blast and all that, that stuff is, that's cut in stone. That's basic stuff. But I owe it to myself to look at something that's current so that I can get something that makes some sense to where I am right now. So for this situation, I have to dig. What I'm getting at, y'all, is don't stifle, hinder, hold yourself back by not allowing yourself to dig deeper and get the information that you need, that's real-time information. Don't take a response that you had from something 10, 15 years ago and put it on something that's going on now, because 9 times out of 10, that thing has changed, and there's probably some type of benefit to it at this point. And if it's not, you'll still be able to even see that, and then that'll allow you to move on. And if it's something 10, 15 years older that's not, that I won't go there, but I will just say, be in the now and be right now, and be willing to do what you need to do to get the information that you need to get, so you can make an informed decision for where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. So I'm in the now with my knitting. I'm moving forward. I realize now that once I get through with this project, this is my last simple project. It's time for me to stretch myself. I have a book, and I also have some other information that tells me what, I'm moving toward, and what I need to know how to do to be able to get myself to a point where I can make this sweater that I want to make. The other situation that I'm speaking of rather vaguely right now, I'm still getting information on it. And so therefore, I have a new term that I'm applying to myself, and I am challenging y'all to become one of these too. Be a gold digger. You got something you want. You got a place where you're trying to get to. Dig up the information. Make sure that it works for you. Take other people, I'll take your word for some things to a certain point, but I'm always going to be, you'll hear people on YouTube saying, do your research. Gold digging is called doing your research. Y'all have a good one. Toodles. Lopez.